The Jeffersons is a show that's practically iconic, with its unforgettable Movin On Up theme song that instantly gets stuck in your head. Even more than 35 years after it wrapped up, The Jeffersons is still fondly remembered as one of the top sitcoms of its time, thanks in large part to that legendary theme song. But you might be wondering, are any of the cast members still around? What are they up to now? We've got the answers to those questions and some interesting tidbits about the actors who brought the Jeffersons to life. So let's dive in and find out. Sherman Hemley as George Jefferson. Sherman Alexander Hemley, a Philadelphia native, is one of only 2 actors who appeared in all 253 episodes of The Jeffersons, the other being Isabel Sanford. Hemley brought to life the boisterous, wise-cracking, yet deeply kind-hearted George Jefferson, a character who adored his wife, Wheezy. Here's a fun tidbit. The nickname Wheezy wasn't written into the script. It actually came from Sherman's real life. He used to call a girl he had a crush on, whose name was Louise, Wheezy. When he got the role, he asked Isabel Sanford if he could use the nickname for her character, and she agreed. Before the Jeffersons, Sherman was involved in school plays, and after his service in the Air Force, he moved to New York City. There, he worked nights as a postal clerk while spending his days acting and auditioning. His hard work paid off when he made his professional debut on Broadway in Purley and toured with the show for a year. During the tour, Norman Lear contacted him about auditioning for George Jefferson, but Sherman had to turn it down due to his commitment. Lear kept the offer open, and Sherman finally joined the cast 2 years later. The Jeffersons ran for 11 successful seasons before ending in 1985. By then, Sherman had made a name for himself and continued his career with notable projects like Amen, where he starred as the lead from 1986 to 1991. Sherman Hemley, known for his distinctive voice, also took on the role of Bradley P. Richfield in the live-action puppet series Dinosaurs, which aired for 4 seasons. Alongside his TV wife, he made guest appearances on various shows and starred in commercials for brands like The Gap, Old Navy, and Denny's. In 2011, Hemley reunited with his TV maid Marla Gibbs to bring back his iconic George Jefferson role for an appearance on House of Pain. Beyond acting, Hemley was a talented jazz keyboardist. He stepped into the musical spotlight in 1989 with a cover of Ain't That a Kick in the Head and followed it up with an R&B album. In July 2012, Sherman Hemley passed away at the age of 74 in El Paso, TX, due to a growth in his lung. His passing, unfortunately, was marred by complications, as his half-brother and business partner, whom Hemley had named the sole beneficiary in his will just a month before his death, became embroiled in a legal dispute over the estate. This conflict delayed Hemley's burial for 4 months and led to a prolonged legal battle. At one point, there were even discussions about exhuming his body and moving it to Pennsylvania at his brother's request, though the court ultimately rejected this idea. Isabel Sanford as Louise Wheezy Jefferson. One of Isabel Sanford's favorite aspects of playing Wheezy Jefferson was getting the last word in her sparring matches with George, a dynamic that audiences adored. Born and raised in Harlem, Isabel's dream of becoming an actress was initially dismissed by her mother as mere fantasy. Undeterred, Isabel snuck out to perform in nightclubs and even won a competition at the famous Apollo Theater. However, she eventually gave up her acting aspirations and worked as a cleaning woman. Later, as a mother of 3, she took a job as a key punch operator for the NYC Welfare Department, but her passion for acting never fully disappeared. In her late 20s, Isabel's dreams began to take shape. She joined the American Negro Theater and made her stage debut in On Strivers' Row in 1946. For over 30 years, she thrived on Broadway before moving to Hollywood, where she made guest appearances on shows like Bewitched and Mod Squad. She also became a supporting cast member on The Carol Burnett Show. Then came the role of Louise Jefferson on The Jeffersons, where she made history as the first African-American woman to win an Emmy. Isabel's final public appearance was at the TV Land Awards, where she and her co-star accepted the award for Favorite Cantankerous Couple. Isabel passed away in July 2004 at the age of 86 at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. Her final acting credit was a voice role in a 2004 episode of The Simpsons, where she voiced a version of herself. Sanford's exceptional performance as Louise was deeply personal. The story of a blue-collar family achieving success resonated with her own journey. "I was told many times to forget show business. I had nothing going for me," Sanford once said. "But I pursued it anyway." Voila! Roxy Roker as Helen Willis. Roxy Roker, best known for her role as Helen Willis on The Jeffersons, made a significant impact as part of one of television's pioneering interracial couples. Born in Miami, Roker's career extended beyond the iconic sitcom, where she famously portrayed Helen Willis, married to Franklin Covers' Tom Willis. This role broke new ground as the first interracial marriage depicted on primetime TV. Roker's casting in The Jeffersons came about in a unique way. During her audition, the show's producer was concerned that viewers might not believe in her on-screen marriage to a white man. To address this, Roker brought in a family photo featuring her real-life husband, Cy Roker, who was also white. Her genuine portrayal and this personal touch won her the role. In addition to her groundbreaking TV role, Roker had a varied career. She appeared in ABC after-school specials and made guest appearances on Fantasy Island in 1977. Her influence extended to her family life as well. Roxy Roker was the mother of rock star Lenny Kravitz and the grandmother of actress Zoe Kravitz. She often brought her son to the set of The Jeffersons, making their connection a visible part of her life. Tragically, Roxy Roker passed away from breast cancer on December 2, 1995 in Los Angeles at the age of 66. Her legacy, however, lives on through her groundbreaking work on television and her contributions as a stage actress and community worker. Zoe Kravitz has reflected on her grandmother's impact, recognizing the significance of Roxy's role in breaking racial barriers. As she shared with Harper's Bazaar, "When I got older, I realized, oh, that's why it was a big deal that my grandmother was married to a white man on the show. I had mixed parents, so I didn't see it as a big deal. Then when I was educated about what the world was like, I realized this is a huge deal." Damon Evans as Lionel Jefferson. Damon Evans stepped into the role of Lionel Jefferson in Season 2 of The Jeffersons after Mike Evans, who had originally played Lionel on All in the Family, left the show. Damon Evans took over the character, portraying George and Wheezy's son until the end of Season 4. He left the series to focus on his stage career but made occasional returns starting in Season 6. The character of Lionel was eventually written off in the final season. Born in Baltimore, Damon Evans studied at the prestigious Interlochen Center for the Arts on a Reader's Digest scholarship before attending the Boston Conservatory of Music. His early career saw him involved in notable productions such as Hair and The Corner. Evans also made a mark on off-Broadway with works like Bury the Dead and Love Me, Love My Children, and had a memorable Broadway debut in The Me Nobody Knows. He toured extensively, portraying both Judas and Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar. Though best known for his role on The Jeffersons, Evans's true passion lay in music. After his stint on the show, he focused on stage performances, gaining acclaim for his roles in British productions of Carmen Jones and the Gershwin opera Porgy and Bess, which was featured in a 1993 episode of PBS's Great Performances. Despite his success abroad, Evans faced challenges with depression and drug addiction in the U.S. By 2001, he had entered recovery and resumed performing in regional theaters. In 2007, NPR interviewed Evans, who was then working towards an associate's degree in psychology at Bronx Community College. He later graduated from Brooklyn College, where he made a special appearance in 2021 at an event hosted by the university's LGBTQ Resource Center. Throughout his career, Evans continued to delight audiences with his diverse theatrical and musical performances. Marla Gibbs as Florence Johnston. Originally planned as a recurring character, Florence Johnston quickly won over audiences, leading the producers to make her a series regular. As the sharp-tongued maid Florence on the Jeffersons, Marla Gibbs garnered widespread acclaim, earning 5 Emmy nominations for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy. Born Margaret Bradley in Chicago, Gibbs moved to Los Angeles in 1963, not with aspirations of becoming an actress, but to recover from an ulcer. While working at the United Airlines reservation desk, she began her acting career in local black theater. Her first significant role came in the film Sweet Jesus, Preacher Man. In 1975, Gibbs landed the role of Florence Johnston. Despite this breakthrough, she kept her airline job for the first 2 seasons of The Jeffersons, just in case the show didn't succeed. It wasn't until the 2nd season that she left her position at United Airlines to fully commit to her acting career. The success of The Jeffersons and the popularity of her character Florence Johnston opened doors for Gibbs, leading to a starring role in Checking In, a short-lived spin-off from The Jeffersons. Florence was like my aunt and grandmother to me, so I really felt connected to her, Marla Gibbs once shared with Broadway Showbiz. Playing her came naturally because I had a lot of her sassiness in me, even though I was too shy in real life to say some of the things Florence did. Gibbs's journey from her role as Florence Johnston to becoming a lead actress in 227 marked a significant turn in her career. 227, adapted from a play, showcased Gibbs's talent and led her to other notable roles in television, including guest spots on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Martin, Judging Amy, and ER. Her career also saw a successful collaboration with Tyler Perry, who cast her in Medea's Witness Protection in 2012. A decade later, Gibbs appeared as Olivia Price on Days of Our Lives. Beyond her acting career, Gibbs was a passionate singer, and from 1981 to 1999, she owned Marla's Memory Lane Jazz Club in South Central Los Angeles, where she celebrated and nurtured jazz music. Gibbs's dedication to the entertainment industry was recognized with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2021, a fitting tribute to her impactful contributions to the world of show business. Mike Evans as Lionel Jefferson. Mike Evans, the original actor who portrayed Lionel Jefferson, first joined the Jeffersons at the age of 21 and made a significant impact during the show's first season. Evans's calm, liberal character was a perfect counterbalance to his father George's fiery temperament. Although his casting was somewhat serendipitous, Evans's presence on the popular sitcom helped launch his career into new opportunities. Following his initial stint on The Jeffersons, Evans expanded his career into TV movies such as Call Her Mom, Killer by Night, and the Disney comedy Now You See Him, Now You Don't. During his time on The Jeffersons, he and his writing partner co-created and wrote for another Norman Lear hit sitcom, Good Times, a spin-off from Maude. Evans's dual role as actor and writer for Lear's shows became overwhelming, leading him to step away from The Jeffersons in 1975 to focus on his writing career. After Good Times was canceled, Evans briefly returned to The Jeffersons in 1979, only to leave the role again in 1981 as he transitioned into real estate in Southern California. Tragically, Mike Evans passed away from throat cancer in 2006 at the age of 57. His contributions to television and his memorable portrayal of Lionel Jefferson remain a significant part of his legacy. Franklin Cover as Thomas Willis. One of the standout supporting characters on The Jeffersons was Tom Willis, the neighbor who was married to Helen Willis, played by Roxy Roker. Tom first appeared in the All in the Family episode The Jeffersons Move On Up, and remained a fixture throughout all 11 seasons of The Jeffersons. While Tom Willis became Franklin Cover's most recognizable role, his acting career spanned much more than just this role. Born in Cleveland, Ohio, Cover started his career on the stage. performing in classics like Hamlet and Henry IV. He made his television debut on Naked City and later appeared on The Jackie Gleason Show. His acting prowess extended beyond TV as he took on significant roles in several iconic films. Cover appeared in the 1975 version of The Stepford Wives and Oliver Stone's Wall Street in 1987, as well as the 1998 film Almost Heroes. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Cover was a familiar face on popular TV shows. He made guest appearances on Love Boat and Columbo, among others. His final television appearance was on an episode of Will and Grace in 1999. Sadly, Cover passed away on February 5, 2006, at the Lillian Booth Actors Fund of America home in Englewood, New Jersey. He was 77 years old, and the cause of death was pneumonia. Though known primarily for his role as Tom Willis, Franklin Cover's career was marked by a diverse array of performances that showcased his talent across both stage and screen. Paul Benedict as Harry Bentley. The Jeffersons was known for upending many audience expectations of its time, and the character of Harry Bentley was a prime example of this. Played by Paul Benedict, Bentley was the United Nations interpreter who lived next door to the Jeffersons. Although his appearance, a tall, tweed-clad gentleman, seemed to fit the stereotype of the stuffy Englishman, Bentley was anything but reserved. Instead, he was an eccentric, expressive, and well-meaning character who often showed up at the Jeffersons' door at the most inconvenient times, making him more akin to the chaotic sitcom characters like Kramer from Seinfeld than the traditional reserved Brit. Paul Benedict began his career with the Theater Company of Boston, where he performed alongside legends such as Al Pacino, often garnering notable attention himself. Despite his success in the theater, Benedict, who had acromegaly, a hormone disorder also affecting Andre the Giant, chose a path in comedic roles. He found success in films like This Is Spinal Tap and The Addams Family, where he played Judge Womack, the neighbor to the Addams Family. He also gained recognition for his role as the numbers painter on Sesame Street. Benedict continued to work in the industry until his passing. His final screen credit was in the 2008 film Side by Each. Sadly, on December 1, 2008, the 70-year-old actor was found dead in his home. Paul Benedict passed away due to natural causes. His unique portrayal of Harry Bentley and his contributions to both comedy and drama left a lasting impression on audiences. Berlinda Tolbert as Jenny Willis Jefferson. Berlinda Tolbert made a memorable debut as Jenny Willis Jefferson on The Jeffersons, starting with the show's very first episode and even earlier on the All in the Family episode that served as the series' backdoor pilot. As the daughter-in-law of George and Wheezy Jefferson and the daughter of Tom and Helen Willis, Jenny was deeply involved in the show's plot lines, often more so than her husband Lionel. Tolbert appeared in over 100 episodes and remained a regular until season 10, when Jenny and Lionel relocated to Japan, leaving their daughter Jessica in the care of her grandparents. Tolbert, along with Mike Evans, returned for 2 episodes in season 11 to announce the couple's divorce. Tolbert honed her craft at the North Carolina School for the Arts and made a brief appearance in Martin Scorsese's groundbreaking film Mean Streets, along with several small television roles before landing the role of Jenny. After The Jeffersons, she continued her career with stage performances and guest spots on shows like Amen and Jake and The Fat Man. In 1989, she appeared in Eddie Murphy's period crime drama Harlem Nights, and a year later reunited with Scorsese for a cameo in Goodfellas. Throughout the 1990s and 2000s, Tolbert took on various small roles. In 2011, Tolbert paused her acting career to care for her ailing mother in North Carolina. By 2021, she was residing in Charlotte and remained active in local politics, advocating against gentrification and historical erasure in her community. Zara Cully as Mother Jefferson. Olivia Jefferson, portrayed by Zara Cully, was one of the standout sitcom moms of her time. She first appeared in All in the Family, where she quickly established a memorable, antagonistic rapport with Archie Bunker, Carol O'Connor, who frequently made clumsy and insensitive remarks. Cully's portrayal of Mother Jefferson blended the charm of a sweet elderly woman with the sharp wit and occasional exasperation of a challenging mother-in-law, creating a character that was both endearing and comically difficult. Fans were disappointed when Cully left the Jeffersons after season 4, but her departure was not simply a matter of moving on to new projects. Cully, who was in her 80s during her time on the show, passed away on February 28, 1978, at the age of 86. Her death was a significant loss, and her contributions to television were recognized posthumously by the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, which honored her with an Image Award for her work. Ned Wertimer as Ralph Hart. Ned Wertimer was best known for his role as Ralph Hart, the ever-present doorman who was always on the lookout for a tip in the Jeffersons. His portrayal of the tip-seeking doorman made him a memorable character throughout the series. Born on October 27, 1923, in Buffalo, New York, Wertimer had a diverse and accomplished life outside of acting. During World War II, Wertimer served as a Navy pilot, showcasing his bravery and commitment. After the war, he pursued higher education and earned a Bachelor of Business Administration degree from the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania, where he was an active member of the Mask and Wig Club, an all-male comedy and musical troupe. Wertimer's zest for life extended beyond his professional achievements. He was an avid traveler, embarking on adventures across the globe. His travels included riding a camel in Egypt, an elephant in Thailand, and swimming in Australia's Great Barrier Reef. In addition to his acting career, Wertimer was involved in performers' unions and served as a voting member of the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Emmy Awards. In the mid-1960s, Wertimer moved to California, where he met and married Dr. Sky Uku, a professor emeritus at California State University, Long Beach. His later years were marked by his continued engagement in the arts and his passion for travel. Unfortunately, his health declined after a fall at his Burbank, California, home in November 2012. Wertimer passed away on January 6, 2013, at the Sherman Village Healthcare Center in Los Angeles at the age of 89. His manager reported that he never fully recovered from the fall, marking the end of a distinguished and adventurous life. Jay Hammer as Alan Willis. Alan Willis, the biracial yet white-presenting son of Tom and Helen Willis and brother to Jenny, played by Berlinda Tolbert, made his debut in The Jeffersons during Season 1, portrayed by Andrew Rubin. However, it was Jay Hammer who took over the role when Alan returned as a recurring character in Season 5. Alan's outwardly Caucasian appearance provided a unique perspective on the show's exploration of interracial marriage, often becoming the target of George Jefferson's Sherman Hemley jokes. This dynamic was particularly highlighted in the episode Half a Brother, Season 5, Episode 8, where George's potential white business partner expresses concern over the possibility of Alan and his daughter having a black child. Before his time on The Jeffersons, Jay Hammer had modest television credits, appearing in episodes of Kojak, Emergency, and Greatest Heroes of the Bible. In 1981, Hammer took on a more prominent role as Chandler Hill Harbin in over 70 episodes of the Another World spin-off Texas. He continued to build his television career with a long-running role as Fletcher Reed on Guiding Light from 1984 to 1998. Hammer later made brief returns to Guiding Light for its final episodes in 1999 and 2009. Since his departure from Guiding Light, Hammer has largely stayed out of the spotlight, with his final acting credit being the soap opera's series finale. His career remains most notable for his contributions to daytime television. Ernest Harden Jr. as Marcus Henderson. Ernest Harden Jr. initially appeared in a minor role in a Season 3 episode of The Jeffersons before landing a more significant part as Marcus Henderson in Season 4's George's Help. Marcus, a troubled teen from Wheezy's youth program, exhibits a bold, ambitious nature akin to a younger George Jefferson. His scheming tendencies are highlighted in the episode The Jefferson Curve, Season 4, Episode 14, where he pretends to be George's son to secure a date. Marcus's character also symbolizes how the Jeffersons had evolved away from their community roots, both physically and metaphorically. After his stint on The Jeffersons, Harden gained further prominence with a key role in the 1980 TV movie White Mama, where he starred alongside the legendary Bette Davis. His career continued to flourish as he took on a mix of roles in both mainstream and independent projects. Harden appeared in network series such as ER and Rizzoli and Isles, had notable parts in films like Hollywood Homicide, 2003, and Clint Eastwood's biopic J. Edgar, 2011, and earned acclaim in independent cinema with his performance in the award-winning Velvet Jesus. His diverse body of work showcases his versatility and enduring presence in the acting world. Danny Wells as Charlie. Danny Wells, best known for his role as Charlie the bartender on Alice, also made a memorable appearance on The Jeffersons as Charlie the doorman. Born in Toronto, Wells brought a unique charm to his characters, with his portrayal of Charlie in both shows showcasing his versatility and comedic timing. Wells's performance as Charlie the doorman on The Jeffersons highlighted his ability to infuse humor and warmth into his roles, contributing significantly to the show's vibrant atmosphere. His portrayal of Charlie, the friendly and ever-present doorman, became a beloved part of the series, creating a memorable connection with audiences. In addition to his iconic roles on Alice and The Jeffersons, Wells' career spanned various television shows and films, as well as voice work. He lent his voice to Luigi in the Super Mario Bros. Television series, further cementing his place in pop culture. Danny Wells passed away on November 28, 2013 in Los Angeles, at the age of 82. His legacy endures through his diverse contributions to television and entertainment, remembered fondly by fans for his charismatic performances and significant contributions to the industry. As we close this look back at the Jeffersons cast then and now, it's clear that their contributions to television have left an indelible mark on both the industry and our hearts. From the memorable performances that made us laugh and think, to the personal and professional journeys that shaped their lives, the legacy of George, Wheezy, and the rest of the Jeffersons family is as vibrant as ever. We've explored the highs and lows of their careers, celebrated their successes, and honored their enduring impact. We'd love to hear from you. Which the Jeffersons cast member's story resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this retrospective, don't forget to like and subscribe to support us. Until next time, bye for now.